look, we lived in the area. We lived out in Airport West and at the end of the tram line. Games played here at Windy Hill, so we used to come down and watch anyway. And I watched Simon start his career for many years, never thinking I'd play football. But the height was very useful. He's the athletic one. I'm the slow one.
I'm the naive one, and he's a rich one. Yes.
Yeah, I'm better looking too.
I'm more intelligent.
Looking to attack over their half-forward line, and centre half-forward. Flying high was Madden, a beautiful mark. Great mark to Madden.
Some people have said that, Justin was they were chasing Justin, I was the afterthought. That's completely wrong. They wanted me, and he just happened to turn up a little bit later because he was big and awkward, but he's 6'10", so... But no, they wanted me, don't worry about that. We did play games on each other regularly. I can always remember one game that he tried to pull my shorts off in front of the RS Reynolds stand. He said, I'm going to embarrass my brother in front of his home crowd. And I ended up getting the free kick.
Well, he grabbed me by part of my anatomy that shall remain nameless.
But he's on footage.
And I think I might have belted him then, and then the umpire came in to award him the free kick, and I asked the umpire to stay out of domestic disputes, please.
To Johnson. The Bombers have got a comeback knocked out by Madden again. He'll get a free kick. And what a game this fella's played in the ruck. He's 6'9". No wonder it's hard to get a knockout from him.
There was a rivalry in the family. The older brother Paul, we were closer, we were 18 months apart, so there was rivalry between us two, and Justin was the younger brother. I was a bit of the diplomat because he would stir the older brother up to the point where he'd get belted, and then he'd go running off to mum, and I was the sort of bloke in between working out the disputes.
Look, I wasn't necessarily the one that was that interested in footy. I had a go at it because I was tall and continued to do that over the years, but not anticipating I'll ever get on the senior list at Essendon Footy Club. And Simon was 3.5 years ahead of me, but he also started playing here when he was 16, so he was in 5th form. I didn't play my first senior game until about 19, so I never thought I'd ever get there. But in the end I did, and hung in there and kept playing.
Kick is a high one. Brian Wood in the box seat. Madden there again. Oh, mark number 9. Playing a ripper game, Madden.
In football, I never played in a grand final until '83, and so I was here 10 years to get to grand final. We got belted by a record score by Hawthorn, and lucky enough we had a chance to play them again in '84 and then again in '85, so we won back-to-backs. I've always said to young people, if you don't understand the struggle, you'll never understand success. That '84, Mark Harvey was his first year, won a premiership in his first year. Then '85 he won another one, and he learned about the struggle actually afterwards when it got harder. I was lucky enough to win a North East medal '85, but even to me, '84 was the better one because it was the first one, and it was just fantastic to do.
I suppose, the question is it winning a premiership or winning an election? Which one's better? They're both pretty good, mind you, but election nights, if there's a victory in sight, it's a great moment and a great night. But the winning feeling probably lasts a bit longer, but it's not as intense, and you've got a big job to do next. That's the start, whereas a premiership is really the end in many ways.
Yeah, it is a big game this week, Essendon and Carlton. They're always big games, and it's been that rivalry we talked about earlier, is that no matter where they are on the ladder, there is that rivalry. I think it'd be magnificent. I think everybody should come along and have a look. And if they can't get in the gate, we'll watch it on telly, because I think it'll be just one of those great games.
They've shown a bit of form early in the year. People have been expecting the form of both teams to get them into the top 8 and possibly the top 4, and not quite having got there yet. People want to see a bit of form from both sides, so I think it'll be a great game.
The two Maddens are having a go. It's only brotherly love. He's going to give the free kick to Simon.
Yeah, the Madden brothers, two of the greats of the game. Simon still with a club record at Essendon, but Dustin Fletcher is closing pretty quickly. And Jake, the two clubs play for the Madden Cup on Saturday. I guess the Bombers have some great rivals, Hawthorn, Collingwood, but the Carlton one's a real special one.
Yeah, it is. I can remember my first game was against Carlton, and from that day on, the boys have reminded me and the coaches have reminded me how important these games are against Carlton, because we do have a great rivalry. And I remember that night we were able to win, and earlier in the year we beat them as well, so hopefully we can again on the weekend.
What are some of your other memories from that first game against Carlton? Do you remember, say, your first opponent?
Yeah, I think it was Heath Scotland. Heath Scotland was my first opponent. I can remember Kyle Ream was kicking 3 goals and saluting to the crowd, or one of his good celebrations he does. And I remember running out with Trav Collier, who's a good mate of mine. He also played his first game that night, so it was a good night.
And earlier in the year, it was obviously a fantastic day for the club. Both teams went into the game undefeated, but probably Carlton were the red-hot favourites, and it was probably one of the Bombers' best four-quarter performances for the year.
Yeah, it was. We're definitely looking to try and do that again on the weekend. We were really aggressive that weekend, and I remember Heath Hocking was playing with Chris Judd. He did a really good job, and Joe was really good through the middle as well, and so I'm looking forward to the game. Is
there anything you can learn from that game, even though it was right back at the start of the season, that you can bring into the game on Saturday?
I think just our speed and our run. We really ran over the top of them, I think, and I can't remember, I think we might have had a couple of injuries as well, so we were forced to use the sub early and things like that, so we've still got our run in our game, and we just need to bring that out on the weekend.
Now, a couple of weeks ago we saw you on the Hangar. You've become quite renowned for your boxing career as a junior. Is there anyone at the club that you wouldn't like to fight against?
Yeah, I don't think I'd like to fight Nathan Lovett-Murray. Also, we've got Hal Hunter, who's first-year rookie. He's a pretty mad little unit down at the club. I've seen him doing some boxing earlier, actually. So, yeah, probably those two boys are pretty aggressive.
Now, Jake, it's time for our home truth question. This week it comes from Luke. He wants to know, how have you viewed your progression as a player this year, and what other aspects of your game you're still working on?
Yeah, I think this year's been a little bit up and down for myself. Although I've been able to play every game this year, there's still times where I haven't done what the coaches have asked or what I've wanted to do myself. So I think that just going forward, just want to be a little bit more consistent and play some good footy every week. Well,
thanks for your question, Luke. Congratulations. You have won the $500 Antler luggage pack. Thank you to Sonny and the team down at Antler. Jake, thank you very much for coming in this evening. We're run out of time, but good luck on the weekend against the Blues.
Thanks, Julian.
Each week, your votes on essendonfc.com.au decide the true value bomber of the round. The round 20 nominations are Nathan Lovett-Murray's sensational snap goal from the pocket in the first quarter.
We saw system 2, I think, last week. Here's the shot for goal from Lovett-Murray, and he likes it.
Tom Bell-Chambers standing tall with consistent strong overhead marking throughout the game.
Hanson came and was about to snatch it, but Bell-Chambers was too big a target to get over the top of.
Jake Melksham showed off his aerial skills with this big grab, which he capped off nicely with a goal.
Run comes from behind Melksham. Melksham puts it through. Scores are level.
Congratulations to this week's winner, Rob Holden from Bray Park in Queensland, who correctly voted for Tom Bell-Chambers as the True Value bomber. Rob will now go into the season's draw for the True Value solar package worth $3,000. Visit the website for full terms and conditions.
Sean Wellman, how are you, mate?
I'm good, Skip.
I wanted to ask you about your rookie year. It was obviously with Adelaide, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had a couple of years at Adelaide and then came to Essendon in 1996.
And that's when it all really began, mate, when you came to the Bombers.
Exactly right.
Do you remember your first game with the Bombers?
It was actually against Adelaide, and we got thumped by about 16 goals over in Adelaide, so it wasn't a great night, and I think I got a few goals kicked on me by Tony Modra, but the positive was it could only get better.
So did it take you a while to get comfortable, or was it easy?
No, I really enjoyed it. It was just basically coming here and training hard and trying to prove yourself to a new group. So with those young guys, but also a really talented group. But also there was some really good experience, like Gary O'Donnell, Mark Harvey, Bomber Thompson. So there's some great role models around leadership around the footy club.
And you got yourself a grand final, didn't you?
We were lucky enough to play in the Premiership in 2000, which is, well, it's a long time ago. So that's why we're striving for some more success there. It's really been too long since we've had some success, but yeah, that was some great memories.
And what advice would you give the rookies this year?
I think the main thing is just to physically do the work and really work hard, put your head down and just try and improve every single day that you're at the footy club.
Best game I ever played, Sean, was in the back pocket.
Back pocket? For who?
East Warrnambool.
East Warrnambool. What colours are they?
Essendon.
Essendon.
Yeah,
that's why you're an Essendon man.
Well, that and many other reasons.
Were you a skillful player, or were you a bit of a... It sounds like you're pretty rough.
I wasn't a very good kick. I took the crumbs.
You're a skillful player that couldn't kick.
That's right.
Yeah.
So without the skill.
Right.
This has been a Fox Footy production.